Worship Master, would you please rise? The Grand Lodge, having committed your care as superintendent to the brethren who compose this lodge, you cannot be insensible to the obligations which devolve on you as their head, or the awesome responsibility for the faithful discharge of the duties annexed to your election. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend on the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, while the happiness of its members will be promoted generally in proportion with the zeal and ability with which you propagate the genuine principles of our institution. For pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature which, rising in the east, diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the members of your lodge. Forcefully impress upon them the dignity and high importance of masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them to practice out of the lodge those duties which they have been taught in it, and by virtuous, amiable, and discreet conduct endeavor to convince mankind of the goodness of our institution. So when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is one to whom the burdened heart may pour out his sorrow, to whom distress may prefer its suit, whose hand is guided by justice, and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, by a due attention to the bylaws of your lodge, the constitutions of Freemasonry, and above all else, the Holy Scriptures, you will be enabled to acquit yourself with honor and reputation, and lay up a crown of rejoicing, which shall continue when time shall be no more. You may be seated. For the senior and junior wardens, please rise. You are too well acquainted with the laws of our institution to warrant any distrust that you should be found lacking in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate, and what in them may have appeared defective, you should in yourselves amend. You should be examples of good order and regularity, for it is only by a due observance of the laws in your own conduct can you expect obedience to them from others. You are to diligently assist the Master in the discharge of his arduous labors, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he can place in your care. In the absence of the Master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirements must therefore be such that the craft should never suffer for the want of proper instruction. From the spirit you have previously shown, I entertain no doubt that your future conduct will merit your esteem of your brethren and the testimony of a good conscience. You may remain standing. Aren't you lucky? Members only. Masons only.
Sit down, brother.
I'm allowed one mistake tonight, is that right? I almost made one. Brethren, such is the nature of our institution that some must of necessity rule and teach, so others must learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who have been elected and appointed to govern the lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of our institution to avoid exceeding the powers with which they have been entrusted, and you are of too generous dispositions to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you'll have but one aim, to please each other and unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, within your peaceful walls may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the annual reoccurrence of this inspiring occasion. And may the tenets of our profession be transmitted, unimpaired, from generation to generation. Brother Marshall, you make the proclamation from the south, west, and east.
In the name of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of Florida, I proclaim the offices of Brotherhood Lodge number 375 legally and duly installed, with the exception of the senior deacon. In the name of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of Florida, I proclaim the offices of Brotherhood Lodge number 375 legally and duly installed, with the exception of the senior deacon. In the name of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of Florida, I proclaim the offices of Brotherhood Lodge number 375 legally and duly installed, with the exception of the senior deacon.